Good afternoon, darlings. Lovely to see you. First, before I go anywhere else, I have to apologise for yesterday. I misled you as to what the day was. I don't know why I had it in my head that today was Tuesday, because it's not. Or I'm having 2 Mondays, I'm not quite sure which way it was. The other thing I have to apologise for, of course, is that I gave you a mathematical challenge but didn't tell you how many steps. Very silly of me. So, there are 13 steps in my staircase. I go up 3 times and down 3 times, so that's up 39 steps, down 39 steps. Each step is 20 centimetres or 8 inches high, and I go up and down for 1 hour, and I do it for 31 days. That's the number of days in May. On the 1st of June, I lie in a puddle at the bottom of the stairs, probably. Whatever. Now, I made these mistakes, I think, because when you exercise, apparently it releases dolphins into the brain. Any squash player or jogger will tell you about these dolphins, and I think that mine were probably swimming backwards. That's all I can imagine. You would have seen on the news the NHS and shots from hospital about people who've gone to ventilators, and people like Boris, when he was in hospital, he was given oxygen, which is like a little tube up in the nose, where they feed oxygen. He didn't go onto a ventilator. But there is something in between that they refer to as a CPAP machine, which I don't know if you actually caught that or understand what one of those is, but I'll explain it to you. CPAP stands for Constant Positive Airway Pressure Machine. I have one here, and let me tell you all about it and how it works and what it does. This little fella is the machine, and you put water in the top. I'll show you in the top here, in this reservoir, so that you're breathing in moist air in the night rather than dry air. What it does it does exactly as it says in the tin. It does constant air pressure down this pipe and through to this mask. If you're wondering what these masks look like when they're fitted, well, let me show you.
Not easy to talk when you're wearing one of these.
That one is one of my favourites. That's kind of a cross between Tinky Winky from the Teletubbies and Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs. It's not the it's not the only kind of mask. It gets better. There's another one that I call the Douglas Bader, and I'll show you why.
This one is equally difficult to talk in when you're wearing. Scary.
You may be wondering why I have such items of torture in my bedroom. The truth is, like many other people, I suffer from a condition called sleep apnea, which is nothing. It's no great shakes, but it does mean that I have to sleep in one of those masks attached to that air pump, because I stop breathing in the night, which is not good for you, obviously. I probably stop breathing about 80 times a night, and my heart starts to panic because there's no oxygen. My heart rate can reach like 200 beats a minute. That's more than a jogger or a squash player, and obviously that's really unhealthy for you to be doing that so many times in the night, and you're not getting good quality sleep. They're not fun or comfortable to sleep in, and I did ask the doctor what would happen if I just didn't wear it and couldn't be bothered, and he said, well, it'll probably shorten your life by about 10 years. And as I'm heading towards or further away from the beginning of my life, that 10 years is becoming all important. There are many advantages to wearing this. You have to look on the bright side. One, I never get a hangover. Don't ask me why, but I never get a hangover. 2, it stops me snoring, even better. 3, because I'm tethered to that tube, I can't roam the bed. One of these could actually not just save your life or stop your life being shortened, but save your marriage if you're a snorer. It's not just men, women too. I know women who have these. They are becoming more and more common. 2 things that exacerbate sleep apnea. One is being overweight, which I'm sorting out, and the other is alcohol. If you're drunk, it's when you go to bed, you tend to stop breathing more in the night. So if your partner stops breathing for or seems to hold their breath for sort of 30 seconds and then wakes up in a panic or comes to semi-consciousness in a panic, then it's something that they should have checked out. I mean, it's not necessarily sleep apnea, but it's something they should have checked out, especially if it's happening, several times in the night. Snorers are definitely prone to it, or those with sleep apnea are definitely prone to snoring. I can even snore face down. I mean, that's quite an achievement. If you live alone and have no one to say, you stop breathing in the night. Some of the signs are excessive tiredness. I found before I had the machine that any time my brain wasn't engaged, if I just sat anywhere on public transport, a passenger in a car, anything like that, where my brain wasn't engaged, I would just go out like a light. I was constantly a bit tired. I mean, there are a number of other signs, but if you've got some of those symptoms, then you should have it checked out by your GP. I call my machine Nelly because with what I call the Douglas Bader mask, you look like a World War II fighter pilot with that pipe coming out the front. You look like Nelly the elephant. So yeah, it isn't pretty and it's not sexy in bed, but it could prolong your life, darlings. So bear it in mind. Okay, I think it's time we got on with the challenge. These are the shoes for today. Heaven help me. Jimmy Choo, if you're watching, I take a 42 wide. Thank you, darling. On with the stairs. I think I forgot to give you a twirl, darlings, didn't I? Here we go. Lovely day, but a bit cold. Okay, here we go. On with the stairs. Steady, steady. Ooh, so high. Well, darlings, that's it. Day 11. All done. Not quite done in, but all done. I'd like to say it's getting easier. I can't lie. Right. Actually, like no sweaty tail tonight. Twirl, I see. My mouth has gone. It's those dolphins again. All right, honeys. I'm off, and I shall see you tomorrow. Oh, before I go, Jimmy, I was only joking about the shoes, darling. Just that diamond ring would be lovely. Thanks, honey.